Polk yield, please.
Let Senator Hatch yield.
Yes. Thank you. Senator Hatch, I've been listening to your constant refrain here over the course of the debate, and it just kind of sounds to me like you're trying to create the impression that this is somehow everybody else's fault. You are the subcommittee chairman, correct?
That is correct.
And I believe you've been given a target by your Appropriations Chairman Dvorsky and have been asked to live within that and establish your priorities. So it sounds like you're trying to tell us that somehow this bill that you're asking us to support today is in fact inconsistent with that, and I'm just asking why you're not doing your job as subcommittee chair in representing it then.
Well, thank you, Senator Dix, for allowing me to respond to that rather ambivalent and directed criticism of my leadership. Let me be very clear, and I thought I was clear. We have met the target. We have done our job. We've done it with our staff, with LSA, with the House Republicans, and some members of your caucus. What you seem to be confused about is that I'm representing this bill as hitting our targets. I'm also acknowledging that this bill does not satisfy my minimum requirements protecting the safety and the lives of Iowans. I'm making it very clear that if children's abuse goes unreported, undetected, if we don't get there soon enough, and children are hurt because of it, don't be surprised. Don't issue press releases that the bureaucrats, our public servants, didn't do their job. Because I'm telling you straight on, we're not giving them the resources to protect the health and safety of Iowans with this bill. We aren't, because the targets that the House Republicans are forcing on us with the assistance of the governor makes it impossible to put together an amendment or a bill that we have been used to in the past. This body, the House and the governors in the past have always had human services at its highest level. We've worked together. Sometimes it was strained, but we always work together to ensure that the life and safety of Iowans are paramount and protected. I am informing this body that with this bill, I cannot give you that assurance.
So you're not asking us to support this bill?
I'm not expecting you to support it, because you haven't supported any of these bills that we've brought for you. So, no, I'm not expecting you. I'm warning you, making it very clear that just because you get up here and vote no doesn't give you the right to say we didn't do our job. Well, if we had your way, Senator Dix, we would cut another $30 million from this budget. And don't tell me you wouldn't propose that. Because in subcommittee, you were the one that asked, why didn't we match the House on their Medicaid expenditure?
Senator,
and that's a projection.
Senator,
and I'm not willing to put at the lives of the mothers and fathers and the kids of this state on a projection that could go up or down at any time. I'm not going to do that. You want to do it? Put an amendment on. Be courageous. You want my leadership? You're questioning the leadership of the Democratic Senate? Then put it up and you vote for it yourself. But I'm not going to let you get away with some cheap shots of saying that we haven't provided the type of leadership.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
You're right, Senator Bartz. I did get a little bit out of control. It just happens that when I try to provide information so that you know about the effects and the consequences of this budget on children, I want you to know. No questions about it. No ambiguity. This is critical. So when something happens, own up to it.
The point's well taken. Let's not get personal.
Thank you, Senator.
That goes for everybody.
Was I out of order, Senator?
Let's not get personal among our colleagues.
I don't believe I did get personal, Senator. If I did, would you please correct me?
Well, you questioned about leadership from one side to the other. That's not the purpose of this debate here today.
Mr. President.
This debate is about this bill. It's not about leadership. And
There's no one's leadership that was questioned here. The gentleman is representing, as the subcommittee chair, this appropriations bill and was constantly blaming somebody else for the bill that he is advocating for, or which was what my question was, whether or not he actually is advocating and taking responsibility for the budget that he's agreed to take responsibility for.
we're at a point in this session where targets have been lowered to try to have a close down here and meet the needs of this state, and that's what this debate is all about. So let's keep it to the bill before us.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator Hatch. I'll end by saying we all take an oath of office to uphold the views of our constituents and what we believe to be in the best interest of the people that the state government serves. And if you don't believe that, you should not stand up, in my opinion, and advocate on behalf of something. We should be standing for what we believe in. And those of us who choose to vote no because it doesn't meet those objectives should not be criticized for having not stood and presented appropriate priorities as well. Those have been done. So the only reason I asked to clarify was, in fact, the statements that the gentleman was making, repeatedly blaming somebody else for the responsibility of the bill that he has before us, and just clarifying that for the General Assembly. Thank
State
you.
your point.
He's accusing him of blaming everybody else, and that isn't the truth. Now,
Well, the point.
we had a ruling on this, and he just repeated against your ruling.
The points are well taken. Let's restate again, to point fingers at one colleague or another because of what's in the bill before us is not appropriate. I mean, there was no amendments offered in the appropriation process, and so this is not the time to be pointing fingers at our fellow colleagues on what's in this bill. If there's something in any of these bills you don't like, you can offer amendments to take it out or to fix it. They're certainly going to be in order.
President, can I put it well?
You may.